Hello and good morning from me and Nigel.
Good morning.
It's middle of November and it's time for our monthly allotment tour. There is some change, but it's quite nice to have a look and take a stock once a month. This seems to be probably our most popular upload, and let me take you around. And I call that, chicken run. Because Nigel used to have chickens here, and it's enclosed, and last year we refenced it again because of the rabbits. So it's mainly containers. There is one sort of direct sort of area of planting into the ground, but the rest of them are raised beds. This is also the lowest part of the allotment. The stream is just behind this tree, and we get quite waterlogged. So these three beds particularly, they're quite good with legumes, all various beans and things, but they're not good with lots of other things. So I have opted out here from the very beginning to have the little, I call them little polytunnels, but they are just sort of little cages with a bit of plastic on them, and they work very well because all of these are standard size. As it happens, our beds are all multiples of 90 centimeters or 3 foot, so 180 centimeters or 6 foot by 3 feet, or like these ones which are a little bit longer, which is 270 over 90 centimeters, which sort of corresponds with I will put the manufacturer's name if any one of you would like to have a look at, and in summer I cover them with mesh, and in winter I cover them in plastic, which comes with the frames, and that works very well. So let's have a quick look at this area first, and then we'll have a look at the rest of the allotment. Ooh. So this bed is prepared to take broad beans, which I sown sometime, and they are in root strainers because the bed wasn't ready at the time. These two were planted with later on. These are the later plantings of the spring cabbage, and as you can see, they have been eaten by mice and other things, but there is few of these cabbages which still be really good. This is different variety. This is Wheeler's Imperial, and the one that is next door, so to speak, as it is, looks like a little I don't think we're going to get anything here, frankly. This was Offenham too, and just as well, everything's been eaten by mice. Absolutely everything. And I think I know how they come in here. They drill under there because the ground was quite uneven. I did that as a hugel bed, but the mice absolutely love it. So maybe we won't be putting anything for winter here. These still have some remnants of spinach and celery, and I might just move them into the polytunnel or put a cover over them. I've seen very nice video on the subject. I might put the link in description, and I've been really surprised by I think it's a Hugh, I can't remember the name now, Hugh Richards channel, the sustainable gardening, I can't remember the name of the channel. I'll put that in. And a lady in, I think, is it Denmark? I can't again remember. Done very good sort of explanation how she puts her crops in polytunnel over winter. So this is now our cleared up flower bed, and what I would like to say, we will put a little bit more compost on top. The weather's been very mild, it wasn't very urgent, but we will. This bed, now I'm going to plant some extra onions in this bed, and now you can see some lettuce and rocket on the side, but these marigolds now have died, so we can do that. I had no heart to move them. Now this is funny because these are the beds this is the bed of purple sprouting broccoli, which looks really quite lush, but this one is been tied up to the, and they all failed. The ones which I tied up to the poles, not doing brilliantly, and the one which I tied up to the string don't do brilliantly either. So we'll have to redo this. Last couple of beds here. Again, look at those celeries which are now undercover, and we have some germination on garlic which I planted here. So we've got garlic planted with that was really like the rest of my celery kind of, and look at the new growth once we've put the little polytunnel on them. Well, the difference is spectacular. And this is the bed of mixed onions. So they are oh, these are different onions, and I can see that there is very little germination. The middle one was white. I have a feeling that was red, and that was white, and we have absolutely no germination on the white. So I wait a little bit more. I've got some more onions. We'll have onions in stages next year. So as I get myself out of here, well, hyssop needs a little bit tidying up, needs a bit of a trim. The violas I planted 2 or 3 weeks ago, loving it. The blueberries look very colourful. Soft fruit bed, and some of the carrots and parsnips I'm keeping for Christmas. Well, again, this is perpetual spinach, needs to tidy up, take some harvest and probably clear it up. This is radicchio. We have harvested one of them. I had 3. We had harvested one of them last week, and I have to say, my Italian acquaintance who suggested to make radicchio risotto with red wine and a bit of chorizo, that was absolutely spectacular. So this is rest of the Swiss chard. You see, if they were under little dome, they would have fared better, but I just need to tidy that up. And next week I'm gonna be, weather permitting of course, I'm hoping to take all these seedlings of raspberry and pot them up and save them for next year, clear that area. There's a few radishes there as well. Clear that area, put under the cardboard, and prepare for planting of broad beans or whatever we find that we want to plant later on. So as you can see, there is not very much which is not actually planted out. Well, the biggest change at the moment is that we have our 2 tanks arrived, and they're not going to be standing here. We just need to make up our mind up where they're going to be, and therefore we just move them inside the allotment area rather than standing in a field and annoying the neighbors. Nigel started but haven't finished yet on the spreading of the horse manure. I just would like to come out to show you a couple of things as we approach the allotment, and that's in Ace's field. Ace is the horse. This is a pile of wood chip which we're going to put on various paths, but we need to tidy up everything first. But we have it in readiness because the field gets really waterlogged, and people will not deliver right here through the field. So that's as well why we're having some green compost. This is green compost I'm going to use now, and in the spring all the way till summer when the field dries out. I'm not going to make the same mistake as we did last year. And here are our 3 manure heaps. Well, this manure has been here for a year, and that's probably short of a year. That's going to be more than a year once we put it onto the outside beds. And that's actually the newest. And none of us is getting younger. Nigel is smirking. and yes, so we've cleared. I know it doesn't look it, but we've cleared quite a bit what was in this very big pile. We also use some of the boxes. We will have to make a much bigger dent in that, and maybe December is going to be the time when we completely clear that up. Still no mesh here. I almost ordered it once and just never happened. So still clearing up of the corn left. Part of me quite likes that kind of romantic sort of decaying look, but we will need to do that. The leeks, the same issue as with the other bed. They did have the allium maggot. It's not the allium minor, which kind of affects the leaves and they go orange. These are, I might put up a picture if I find on this bit. These are kind of grain of rice sized little maggots, which basically they fly in May and June. Little grey thing lies around the sort of on the floor next to the plant, and they feed on the plant as it matures. So this is still looking spectacular. The artichokes, and this is my second go on growing artichokes from seeds, and this year I have a feeling we've succeeded. I hope they're going to come back. This is obviously perennial, and in amongst them I planted beetroot and some carrots and some parsnip for that kind of polyculture experiment. And this is very late sowing of beetroot. I'm harvesting some of the yellow ones, and the boltardi and the chioggia is some underneath there. So we still have that, and this is the more mature brassica bed with some of the cabbages just starting to setting the heads. As you can see, they have been badly eaten by larvae and caterpillars, but they are always in the end recover. I never kind of panic. And as you can see, we've got some Romanesco, I call them cauliflowers, but I think they are broccoli. I never know what's what, but they coming up along quite nicely. And I still haven't finished my second asparagus bed. They're now very yellow. It's time for them to be the soil to be amended, and asparagus to be cut down and just left on the bed. We have planted both our flower beds, and they're ready for spring. As far as this raspberry bed is concerned, I will have to have a good clear up, and that's going to be my, hopefully, all about soft fruit next week's vlog. And amending this bed, which is the rhubarb bed. We had some rhubarb leaves here. This is what we're dealing with. I mean, I've been almost eaten alive by an ant here. Then we need to put some manure, and we will need to put some extra layers of cardboard on top of it, and some more wood chips and so on. So Nigel is just amending this bed. Oh, there's plenty of good stuff here. And we have lovely colettes here. We'll be harvesting some of those colettes for dinner tomorrow. And we have some kale and perpetual spinach. I'm gonna just Nigel wants to go, so I'm gonna move back. So now just a quick look into the greenhouse. Oh, Robin is here. Yes, he knows. There might be some worms there. He probably is not wrong. So, still a few kales to harvest, and these are the perpetual 9-star. Again, I've no idea. I think it's broccoli, but they look like cauliflower. They haven't done much this year. This is first year growing them. We will see if I'm gonna give them another year, and we see if they perform any better. So here we are, the greenhouse, and let's see if we have any success with the sowing of anything we've done a couple of weeks ago. Well, there's some salvias. They look perfectly happy to me. Lemon tree just needs a little bit of tidying up. These are the peppers, which I've done very recently from one under the polytunnels. I need to tidy up those aubergine because I'm trying, experimenting if I can overwinter these as well. Now this is my sweet peas. It's not bad germination. I have at the moment only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe pots which didn't germinate at all. I'm going to water them a little bit just to moisten them. These are another 2 salvias. They seems to be happy. These are starting sprouting new growth, which is quite worrying. As you can see, look, this is all starting new growth. These are chilies. I have to say we had absolutely phenomenal chilies last, especially jalapenos, and the Hungarian hot wasn't too bad either. Peas, these would be sort of put in a sort of one of the buckets because again I can't keep anything in a polytunnel, gets eaten. So peas. Well, the only thing I'm worried about is the broad beans. Absolutely nothing on these. This is whole broad beans, nothing on these, and nothing on these. Let me just check. They are moist. They're actually not dry. So I need to see. And the temperature's been quite warm. And this is where Nigel spends few minutes every day to have a little rest. As you can see, just in the corner there, past those few trees there are our compost bins, and the compost bins, and there is also a bin with the leaf mold right on the back there. And these are the hazels which we have copied last year, and there is more hazel, so we're quite self-sufficient for sticks. I'm just gonna come out here. No sign of the bees. It's quite early and it's not sunny, and I think they really, now Nigel said he's seen them doing some work. Oh yes, look, they're still coming. Wow, this is fantastic. They still foraging. It's amazing. I need to find another mouse guard for this one. It's amazing that they still do that. So also the big success I think this year was this Deadwood hedge. Now you can see that more when the vegetation kind of dies off. We've placed all the prunings on this. Actually Nigel did that all on his own, and I have to say I love it, and I think it was probably the best thing we've done this year. So beside the greenhouse, because he built that single-handedly. Hello.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed your tour again. We're having problems recording this goodbye, but we hope you've enjoyed your trip around the allotment this morning. We've got some jobs that we've got to finish off, and we look forward to seeing you again next week. So goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.